Cleavage is the division of cells in the early embryo. Morula, a solid ball of cells resulting from division of a fertilized ovum and from which a blastula is formed. Sperm, a male gamete or reproductive cell. Egg is a gamete cell that is produced by the female's sexual organs and that combines with the male sperm in reproduction. Zygote is a diploid cell resulting from the fusion of two haploid gametes, a fertilized ovum. Cleavage produces a thin-walled hollow sphere, whose wall is the trophioblast, with the embryo proper being represented by a mass of cells at one side. Blastocyst cavity, the fluid-filled cavity developing in the morula as it becomes a blastocyst. Inner cell mass is a mass of cells inside the primordial embryo that will eventually give rise to the definitive structures of the fetus. Trophioblast is a layer of tissue on the outside of the blastula, supplying the embryo with nourishment and later forming the major part of the placenta. Uterine tube, either of a pair of tubes conducting the egg from the ovary to the uterus. Fertilization is the union of a male and female gametic nuclei. Implanting is the process by which a fertilized egg implants in the uterine lining. Ovulation is the phase of a female's menstrual cycle when an egg, ovule, is released from the ovaries. The uterus is the organ in the lower body of a woman where offspring are conceived and in which they gestate before birth the womb. Endometrium is a mucous membrane lining the uterus, which thickens during the menstrual cycle in preparation for a possible implantation of an embryo. Secondary oocyte is an oocyte in which the first meiotic division is completed. The second meiotic division usually stops short of completion unless fertilization occurs. Uterine cavity is a space inside the uterus between the cervical canal and the fallopian tubes. Amnion is the innermost membrane that encloses the embryo. Body stalk is a flexible cord-like structure containing blood vessels and attaching a fetus to the placenta during gestation. Embryo is an unborn or offspring in the process of development. The chronic villi are wispy projections that make up most of the placenta and share the baby's genetic makeup. Ectoderm is the outermost layer of cells or tissue of an embryo in early development. Mesoderm is the middle layer of an embryo in early development between the endoderm and ectoderm. Endoderm is the innermost layer of or tissue of an embryo in early development. Placenta is a flattened circular organ in the uterus, nourishing and maintaining the fetus through the umbilical cord. Fetus is an unborn human baby more than 8 weeks after conception. Once an egg is fertilized by sperm, a zygote is made. In early cleavage, the zygote begins to divide. After some time, the zygote creates a morula due to cleavage. Now the blastocyst cavity is created. This is early blastocyst. The trophioblast forms around the blastocyst cavity. It now has inner cell mass. Or develop and is surrounded by chorionic villi. It also contains the ecto, meso, and endoderm. Now, after 8 weeks, the embryo has transformed into